Oh, this one's going to be a big pot, I guess he's saying.
Hey, Google,
Oh, yeah.
stop. Hold on, I have to yawn.
All right, we're going to restart this video. All right, welcome back to the Felt.
It doesn't seem
natural. With the
natural.
Jay and Sierra Poker Show. Nailed it.
You didn't say it right.
We have been little traveling things, so we're a little late. We took a little trip to the Dominican Republic, saw some monkeys.
Are you going to show the monkey clip?
Well, I was, but you ruined it. Now I can't. Well, yeah, of course, I'm going to show pictures of monkeys and stuff. So, yeah, we were gone for a while, so we missed a day or two. But here we are, back on the Felt with your new favorite / cutest poker player, Mark Goon.
Yeah.
Tattooed, long hair guy.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like you were about to say something. Then you stopped. Anywho, yeah, we're back. He is doing a challenge, trying to win a high win rate at low stakes poker, because he coaches, and he says oftentimes his students go to him and say, "Hey, Mark, your strategies work at your stakes, right? They work at the 50, 100 stakes, but at my 2-5 stakes, they won't work because people don't fold. They don't recognize what you're doing. So the same strategies don't work." He's out to prove those people wrong.
Okay.
This is part of that challenge. So he's playing low stakes, and we find ourselves in a little conundrum. So let's see if we are as smart as Mark.
Are we smarter than a 5th grader? Are we allowed to use that?
Here we go.
Look at her beard.
All right, we're back. Here we are. You can see we have old 9-10 of diamonds playing 2-5 at Hustler Casino. Other of note, we are in the big blind this hand. Obviously not an optimal position.
Okay.
Full disclosure, I pulled this a long time ago, so I don't remember what happens. So we'll be playing along together.
Okay.
I don't really remember what happened. So here we go. Looks like we got one limper. We raise to 40, and the limper just calls 40, right? All right. So first off, before we move forward, I did not get your takes on 9-10 of diamonds in the big blind. What are your thoughts?
Okay. So here are my thoughts. I like to set a reputation first as a tight player at the table, and then I'll loosen up a little because people are already assuming I only play like face cards or really good suited connectors or top 2, something like that. So once my reputation is set and I show my winning hands, once the reputation is set, then I, at a position, if it's something like this, I will raise and play that way. Because if not, if I'm just so tight, they could just isolate.
Sure.
Right? And I'll fold. I'll get scared. So I don't like it in the beginning of the card game when I sit at the table. But after a while, I will play this hand at a position.
I think that's fair. You're talking more explorative type poker instead of GTO type poker. Like GTO, the computers would tell you to do one thing no matter what, right? But when I like what you're explaining, like, hey, I like setting it so people know at the table I'm only playing good cards, and then loosen up as you go along. So I'm okay with that. But in this case right here, I think, especially if the table is so passive right now as to just one person limps for $5, I'm okay pushing the action to $40 when 9-10 suited in the big blind. So yeah, definitely okay with the raise, and then he just calls. So we're about to see a flop, but what does the limp call tell you about his hand.
But I don't hate this hand. Just to let you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I like suited connectors. The limp calls that he's paying to see the flop, so I'm putting him on Jack 7, like something that's just a card like an ace off king, something like nothing, not a king jack, not an ace jack.
So I would call that a marginal hand.
Marginal hand is what I'm looking for. Okay.
Not a top of range hand.
Yeah.
Marginal hand.
Marginal hand.
That's what you're looking for.
Not suited.
Correct. And I would too, especially at these middling to low stakes, 100% every time. Now, you reach the 5,100 stakes, people are tricky about it, right? Yeah. But at this stakes, a limp call, it's always 10 jack offsuit, 5-6 suited.
Unless you're playing with me, I'm
ace 8 or something. It's always that. So yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. Definitely a marginal hand. So let's see what a flop is here and if it hits us or him. Oh, all right.
Beautiful.
So we flop the second nuts, 9-10 suited, the second nuts, ace 10 would be the nuts. And a rainbow.
And a backdoor flush draw.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
sure.
You're first to act.
Totally dismissed that.
What are you thinking here? First to act, just flopped the. Now you did raise pre-flop. I think we both agree we've done that. We just flopped basically the world.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts here?
I'm gonna check it. Do you check?
I don't check. Now.
Why?
This is why. Because that flop hits. Like even if you just have king 10, queen 10, queen jack, king whatever, the marginal hands he would call with, he's going to call again. Now I think in my head I could get 3 streets of value out of this guy. Let's say it's a deuce of hearts, 7 of spades on the turn river. I want to get as much value as I can out of my flop straight. And I was the pre-flop aggressor, so let's just say I had pocket 7s here. I think I would bet still, representing I have a set of kings, ace king, king queen, stuff like that. So I want to be consistent on both sides with that. So just because I flopped a monster, I'm not going to sit there and try to hide in the weeds.
Okay. And do you think at these...
I think the reason I would want to play it the same way, whether I have pocket 7s and I totally missed, or I flop a monster like this, I would want to bet both ways. So I would probably bet small. Pots 90, I would bet like 25, hoping to induce a raise from 2 pair or something like that. But we see Mark Goon checks, so obviously I'm wrong. I'm sure he has a plan here, so we'll see what his plan is. He checks over.
Does a check call?
Guy bets small, 25. Okay.
Check call?
I'm still in the philosophy I raise. What's he betting small with?
He's paired as king.
Yeah, I mean,
or
maybe
queen.
A king or with king with a 10, 10 with a jack, pair and a draw, 2 pair. Definitely not a set because he just limp called pre-flop. So I want to charge those pairs in a draw to hit, right? I've got them all dominated. So yeah, the only way we lose is if.
All right. Well, I bet he's going to call this.
So what do you think? You think call? He's going to call?
Going to call.
Oh, I raise. Let's see what Mark Goon does. He's reaching for raising chips. Told ya! 175. All right, so now it's on.
That's how you make your 500.
Yep. See, so he had a plan. That's why he checked. Okay. So the guy calls. All right, so let's talk about that whole street right there. I think he had a plan, right? So maybe you were correct in the check, giving him rope to stab at it. I think that was his plan. To even if he had one of those marginal hands that we talked about, he's going to stab at it, and then you could raise, and then he's just going to fold all his crap anyway. But you give him that opportunity to stab at it, where you make an extra. In this case, would have been $25 if he did not call. Because if you lead out like I was going to lead out, he's going to fold all this crap that missed, right? But by giving him the opportunity to bluff, maybe you made an extra $25.
And
so
that's a big raise.
Yeah, that was a big raise. 175. Not that big though. Let me back that up. From his 25, yes, it's a big raise. But when you take the pot into account, the pot was 90. So he only bet 30% pot. So the 175, not a big raise. Now that the pot with his 25 would have been 115. So not that big of a raise. But we do get a call, which is
what you wanted.
What we wanted, right? So I think we can narrow his range. He's got something now. We know he's got something. So let's see what comes on the turn here. 5 of clubs, nothing. Pretty blank as it gets, right? Yeah. Now we're got a completely rainbow board. All right, so now we check raise last street. What are we doing this time?
We're going to bet this street.
I mean, I do. Again, I'm trying to get the most money in the pot as I possibly can. So I bet. I think I might. What size do you choose here? 430. What do you think, babe? What are you thinking? I have an idea, but I'm probably wrong. Do you bet big or do you bet small?
Half.
Okay, so you go right around 200. I go smaller. My first thought was about $150.
Okay.
And the thought is I want to signal this guy I'm a little scared still. Okay. I tried to check raise you. You called. I feel like I have to keep betting now. And I'm hoping you like come over the top of me. That's what I do. But who knows? We're probably wrong. Half pot. Let's see.
Like he's gonna do like a 225.
What he does.
Is he gonna check it? Because then you can't check it again. I was gonna say because he's gonna
look at that 275. You were pretty close. He does go about half pot. Let's see what our villain does here.
All in.
All in. Okay. What are your thoughts? All in.
Does he have ace 10? No way. That's the only thing.
What's the only thing that beats us? Yeah.
That's the only thing that beats you.
Yeah.
But
so what's he shoving with? I mean, the 5 didn't help anything. Yeah. So it's not like he had 10 jack of spades and the 5 of spades come. So now he has spades
he's
and
got
a
set of something. He's got queens, kings, or jacks.
Well, I don't think he has that because he limp called pre-flop.
Okay, limp called. Okay. But I do to be tricky sometimes.
Yeah, I would not put these stakes in that. Maybe you could, yeah. But early position, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Well, I do.
So, okay, so shoves on me. What do you do? Call or fold?
Call.
I think I'm happily calling.
Yeah.
And if you got ace 10, you got ace 10.
Yeah. But
look at Mark Goon. Look at Mark Goon. He says, I'm not nit rolling you. I have a straight, but I'm thinking about folding. He immediately, when the guy shoved, not even that much more.
Yeah.
Like 750, I think it was.
Yeah, that was like.
And you bet. So the pot makes it, what is it, extra 500 for him to call to win 1,500. He's getting like 3-1-ish. I probably can't get the money in fast enough. And this guy's thinking about it. Like legit thinking about
it. Okay, but at low stakes, you remember if they have it, they have it. They're gonna tell you that they have it.
But time out. I think, yeah, you're right. They'll tell you they have it. But in this case, him having it could mean he has king queen or king jack, and he just thinks he has the best hand. So that's what I'm thinking. The queen on the river.
Ace 10. What did I say? What did I say?
Yeah.
Now ace 10.
Yeah. Now I remember why I pulled this hand. So yeah, Mark Goon says, hey, I'm not nit rolling you. I have a straight, but I'm thinking about folding, right? And then as he's talking it out, he's narrating afterwards this hand. And he says, hey, this was an undisciplined play by me. I knew I should have folded. at the time, but I didn't, and I have to be able to make these folds.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like watching this, mind blown by how poor of a poker player I am and how good poker players are out there to even consider folding in this case.
No, I think as soon as he put in that, I was like, does he have ace 10? Because they show you, they tell you.
Yeah,
I can't
I
get the
agree.
money in faster like when I have it.
But my point is, he could think he has it, right?
Yeah.
Because Mark Goon raised pre-flop. You know, you could put him on, if you're the villain, you could put me on ace king. And I think my king jack is good. So yeah, I think I got it. I'm shoving all in. There's a ton of hands he would shove there with that we have crushed. The only hand we don't is ace 10.
Yeah, but the guy showed you that when he went all in right there.
But he did a good job just on the flop. He flopped the nuts,
Yeah.
right? And he let out small, got us to raise him, and then he just calls.
Yeah.
Good on him, right?
Yeah.
Because that kind of threw me to the loop. And then when we bet 250 on the turn, then he shoves his last 700. So credit to
Yeah.
our villain in this hand.
Yeah.
Because he had me fooled. To your point, when they let you know they have it, I would equate that to he flopped the ace 10 nuts. He bets 25, we raise. He comes back over the top all in.
No.
Then it's pretty obvious. Like
No.
then I would consider folding.
No.
What? No.
No.
I do not fold on the turn there with the 5 and my 250. He makes it 700. There's just no world that I could find a fold there. And you're saying I do not think he let us know he had it.
What did I say? Back up, B-roll it, because I was like, ace 10?
Yeah, sure.
Ace 10.
Yeah, that crosses your mind because like there's one hand that beats me,
Yeah.
ace 10, and obviously across Mark Goon's mind, crossed it really good because he almost folded this hand. But yeah, it crosses your mind for a split second, like ace 10. Now I call but yeah, he did not let you know he had it.
Margoon's gonna comment on this video and he's gonna be like, he let me no, he had it.
Yeah, maybe he did. I'm completely wrong, but I was super impressed. I mean, obviously we lost the hand, but super impressed with his reasoning. I think every other poker player watching this would have stuck that in happily, but he thought about it for a good 30 seconds before making the call and admits he was wrong after. So pretty impressive.
He has the other bad news, even though he shoves on the turn, but he has king, queen, and the queen.
Yeah, that would have
on the freaking river. That's what we see all the time.
I don't think I would have been. Luck. I wouldn't have been as obviously I would have been mad, but I wouldn't have been as upset about that. Like, well, I got it in good, just got unlucky. But, yeah. So cool hand, Mark Goon. I expect you to comment on this video and tell me I'm right and she's wrong, as always. So
you're very attractive, Mark. See, that's why he's gonna comment.
Until next time. From the Jane Sierra Poker household, we'll talk.
Signing off.